Hello and welcome to HITC Sport, and here's another edition of some Irish lads summing up the world of football. The last time I saw you, I was ranting about Stephen Ward, Ireland getting beat 5-1, and I don't know, it's all a bit of a blur at this stage. But no, before any of you ask, I haven't spent the last week crying myself to sleep because of that game. I do that anyway, so moving on. Anyway, let's start off with the madhouse that is Newcastle United. When Rafa Benitez walks into training every day and sees Ayotte Perez on his left and Heve Menchio on his right, he must wonder what happened to his career. This is a man so used to winning silverware, and no, I don't mean the championship. He just lost 4-1 to Man United the weekend against Jose Mourinho, a man who he's faced in Champions League semi-finals. Does he really want to persist at a club where the owner tosses him out some spare change to buy some nobodies from Norwich and Stoke's fifth choice striker? I mean, Hotspur still gives me hope that I can make it as a professional footballer one day. Honestly, you could stick a training cone up front, give it a side parting, and it would pose about as much goal-scoring threat as him. But luckily for Benitez, it looks like the club could be about to be taken over. Amanda Staveley has reportedly made a bid in the region of 300 million or so. The only thing is, she's also put in a relegation clause, which is basically like a receipt just in case it all goes to shit. So clearly Staveley isn't confident the club will stay up on its own, and on one hand, she has a point. The players work hard, well organised, but any squad that still has Mohamed Diame getting any bit of game time, a man who looks half asleep every time the ball is passed to him, you know the bottom half of the table won't be too far away. On the other hand though, if she takes it over by Christmas, she does have January to buy players better than Paul Dummett. Actually, he's like a cockroach, he'll survive anything. Amanda, just back yourself. Moving on to a North East club that's practically given up on life. How else can you explain the employment of Jack Rodwell? Sunderland have a new boss. Chris Coleman, what have you done to your career? Last week he was the manager of Gareth Bale. Now he has Callum McManaman and Lewis Graben to work with. He's turning up at a club that won a home game in 2017 and were stuck to the foot of the championship. On the face of it, it's a great coup for Sunderland, considering the only ones who wanted the job were Peter Reid, Ali McCoist and Paul the Butcher. But is it really? I mean, yeah, he turned Hal Robson-Kanu into Euro 2016 semi-finalist. Probably deserves a knighthood for that alone. And his last job in England came 7 years ago. Where have we seen that before? Sacked by Coventry City after guiding them to their lowest league finish in 45 years. He couldn't get Wales into a playoff spot for the World Cup. Kind of wish he did now. Is he that good a manager? I would imagine in recent years, receiving a West Brom season ticket would be a bit like being told you're off to spend 9 months at West African prison camp. Honestly, living in Birmingham is bad enough without having to watch Johnny Evans boot the ball up to Salomon Rondon's head every week. It was the same damn prehistoric caveman tactics every week from Tony Pulis. The football was so unappetizing to watch, even Stevie Wonder would probably want his money back. After all his problems with Pulis in the past, I would say Saido Berahino's having the last laugh now. Well, you know, if his career wasn't stuffed down the back of a couch in Stoke-on-Trent somewhere, his last goal having come 634 days ago. But don't worry, you're only paid thousands a week to score goals. It's the only problem. Oh wow, that was a voice crack. The only problem. I have a cold, alright? The only problem is the manager you'd usually look for as his replacement would be Tony Pulis. They could stick with Gary Mason, you know, if they wanted to pretend like it was 2002 again, and when he actually had a promising managerial career and something resembling a hairline. Pulis was like a set of ugly stabilizers you stick on your club to keep them in the top flight. Without him, West Brom could well sink like a stone. Who were they going to get in? Sam Allardyce? That man was approaching burnout from the moment he got released from his dream job. And no, I'm not talking about West Ham. Good God, not West Ham. But more on them later. Michael O'Neill? He has as much top flight experience as I have. Martin O'Neill? He's essentially Pulis in disguise, except he rates McLean a bit more. So best of luck West Brom fans. I hear they've got great pies at Stephen and Joey. The West Brom fans are gonna fucking hate me. Nah, it's fine. We don't have any West Brom fans. It's fine. If I was a postman and chucked cat feces through people's mailbox, I'd be sacked. If I was a chef and spat in the food, I'd be sacked. If I was a YouTuber and made stupid rant video... No, wait. The point is, if I was a football manager and kept losing games, wouldn't have a job. How does Paul Clement still have his? I'm not one to advocate a man getting sacked. Not sure how much sway I hold shouting into a camera in a dusty cupboard, but he's lost 7 of his last 8 games. Renato Sanchez was supposed to be a coup. You could have just dragged some fella off the street, handed him a pair of football boots, and he'd probably have a better pass accuracy. Promise him a free sandwich and he'd probably score a hat-trick. If you want to survive, get in Pulis. Yes, watching his football will shorten your lives considerably, but hey, if it gets you to 40 points, isn't it worth not being alive to walk your daughter down the aisle? That got dark very quickly. Things are so bad at West Ham these days that their fans have actually been told to stop ringing up 999 to complain. Because you know, the police might have better things to do, like finding serial killers, breaking up domestic disputes, and checking in on Marlon King. What happened to the West Ham fans that took out their frustrations on on Millwall supporters, huh? Side note, Green Street was an awful movie. Why did they cast a Hobbit? Things do look bleak though, and I'm not just talking about my career prospects. They're currently stuck in a stale, passionless environment. Wrong stadium. And their boss, Christ, he wouldn't be able to manage a sat-nav these days. Oh, and their star striker just named his newborn son Wolf 9. Huddersfield got smashed 4-0 by 10-man Bournemouth. Lads, when Callum Wilson is scoring a hat-trick against you, the lad whose limbs are held together by sellotape, you know you're in trouble. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is back, and by God, the media won't shut up about it. People haven't made this much fuss about an old man since Hugh Hefner died. Now, to be fair, it's pretty impressive that he's managed to battle back from a cruciate ligament injury in 7 months, and especially at 36 years of age, but do they have to ram it down our throats? Surely he's just going to be sitting on the bench for the rest of the season, right? It's not a rhetorical question. I'm asking more for the state of my fantasy league team more than anything else. Here's a tip. Don't start the season with Christian Benteke in your team. He'll make you want to hurt things. So back on Pulis. I feel like I've done nothing but speak about that man the last 24 hours. I feel like his f***ing wife at this stage. I swear to God, if I end up dreaming about that, I will just end up getting sick in my own mouth. I'm not a West Brom fan. Thank f***. So I'll try and not dwell on Pulis for longer than I have to. Kinda hope none of his relatives watch this video now. He's the overwhelming favourite for the Wales job. Makes sense considering the next two down the list is the guy that once smacked his teammate with a golf club and the fellow who's probably banned from going around his brothers for Christmas dinner. By the way, I love how you can get odds of 33-1 on Carlo Ancelotti. I'm sorry, if you take money off someone who thinks Ancelotti will sign for Wales, that's like robbing the blind, which you should only ever do on Sundays at Mass, and today is very much a Tuesday. He's already gonna think, yeah, I've coached Shevchenko, Zlatan, Ronaldo. The only thing missing off my bucket list is Sam Vokes. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Cheers for making it to the end of this absolute nonsensical rant. I realise we all have things to get on with. I don't. This is the life I lead now. So very much appreciated. I still feel like absolute death. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're Tony Pulis, tell me I'm a wanker. And if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.